All right, welcome back to your second video. This one deals with your email account, which you may never have used before, or it just provides you some tips, even if you have. I'm starting from my website, which is always a good place to go. I got all kinds of instructions up there and links that may help you. MrJRobson.com, and you do have to spell it MisterJRobson.com if you need the links or you need to know where to go. And then last time I talked about how to sign into office.com. You can just go to office.com and click sign in, or from my website, you can go directly there. So if I click in this link, it'll take me directly to the sign in page. Or if I go to office.com, I just click on sign in and go sign in that way. Again, the last video spent some time talking about how to sign in. It's usually your first initial dot last name at sjasd.ca. Looks like that. First initial dot last name at sjasd.ca. Make sure you have that at sjasd.ca. If you do, and it looks right, it'll take you to this password page. You'll put in your password, which is the first three letters of your first name. The first one is a capital, so capital J, and then two more letters of the first name, then the first three letters of your last name, and then those three numbers which you need to know. And again, those three numbers are the last three numbers of your student number or your MET number. So I'll just click on sign in there. Again, you can choose whether to stay signed in or not. I don't want to stay signed into someone else's account. So here's the Office welcome page, and we talked a bit about this in the last little video. So this time we're going to go to the email. The email is called Outlook, and it says blue one down here. So if I click on Outlook, here is my son's email account. Hopefully there's nothing in here that I'm not supposed to see. And by the way, very important to note, I have all of these passwords. So this is for school purposes only. If you use it for anything else, keep in mind that I can get in here and I can let your parents in here anytime you want. So you want to be careful what you're doing with this account because, we are kind of in control of it and we can go in there anytime we want to. Now, generally I don't have to and I don't really want to, but just so you know that I can. So you want to be using this just for schoolwork only. Anyways, once we get in here, we will see email messages. This is called the inbox. Maybe you have some emails in there. Maybe you don't. I don't know. My son has a few. So these ones down here that from June have been read already. They're not as bright. They're not as bold as these ones. These ones up here that are kind of brighter and bolder, these ones haven't been read yet. They're unread. These ones have. So these are old email messages. These are new ones. So in here, he's got a couple of emails from me. The first one is called homework. And inside, I just told him what his homework was, which was to wash my car. So there's that one. And this is a follow-up. I just sent this from a different account just to show you. And this one talks about that as well. So these are new messages that have come in. And you'll see when they've been read, they're not bold and colorful anymore. When you want to write an email address or an email message, first of all, if you read one of these messages and you want to respond and give some kind of, feedback or some kind of answer to a question or whatever, there's a little reply button up here. It says curved arrow backward, or you can just click reply there. And that'll automatically go to whoever sent it, and the subject line will stay the same from whatever it was before. So that's kind of a quick and easy way to do it. If somebody sends you an email, you can respond that way. But I do want to show you a new email address as well. So if you click on new message there, we can start a new email message. In the to box, now if you know somebody's email address, like I already just told you, mrjrobson@gmail.com is one for me. If you type that in and click tab or enter, that email address will be accepted as the address that you're sending it to. However, all of your teachers, you can just type in their last name to find their address. So if I type in Robson, it's going to pull up my address, my email address there. Now there's two kinds of email addresses you'll see. You'll see student accounts and you'll see teacher accounts. Teacher accounts have the whole first name there, dot last name. Students just have first initial dot last name. So j.robson, that's my son. That's the email account we're looking at. And that's me right there. This just happens to be my other one. So if you have another teacher that you're trying to look up, you would just go and type in their name. Now my son doesn't go to the same school as us, so he can't type in the same names that we can. He won't see those same teachers pop up. But if he types in a name of any of his teachers at Ness, let's say Madame Hurd, for example, if he goes and types in Hurd, her name will come up automatically. And all he has to do is click on that to send Madame Hurd an email message, pardon me. So that's the to box. This CC, if you want to send a copy to someone else, so if you want to send me a copy at the same time, you're sending a message to Madame Hurd, but you want me to know that you sent it, you would just type in my name as well, and that'll go in something called the carbon copy box, which means it's going to send me a copy as well. There's also something called a blind carbon copy, this BCC, and that's where you want to send an email, but you don't want the other people who are getting the email to know that you're sending it, or you don't want them to see the email address. So I use this a lot if I'm sending emails to parents and I don't want to give all their email addresses to everybody. So I will type all my parent emails into there just so that not everybody sees who's getting the message and what their email addresses is. It just kind of keeps that secret. You always want to have a subject line. What is this email about? Something like this, for if you're sending a message, not very helpful, because Madame Hurd probably gave him more than one bit of homework. So perhaps this is our book report. That probably helps a little bit more. So we want this to be specific. You don't need this to be super long. In fact, you want your teacher to just be able to glance at it and know what this message is about. So don't make them guess. Don't put a stupid email subject line like hi. Some people I know love to do that. Well, what's this email about? I don't know. Unless you're just literally saying hi and how's it going, I guess you could do that. But the more specific, the better. So tell your teacher what it's about. So I'll just put book report, homework again. Now, when you're sending an email, you generally want some kind of greeting. Usually it's dear or hello. And then you put whoever you're sending it to, dear Madame Hurd, and then a comma, and then you start a new line. So that's called the greeting or the salutation. That just kind of says hello. And again, dear or hello or thank you or something like that. You want to start that out with. Then in here, you'll put whatever you want to talk about. So I have a question about the homework. What do I need to include for my sources? Or something like that. Some kind of specific question about that homework. And then down below that, you'll leave a couple of lines and you'll put thank you, or I look forward to hearing from you, or have a nice day, or something like that. And then you'll put your name. So this would be coming from Jeremy. So I would put that there. So we have our little greeting, we have our question, we have our little sign off, and then our name for that. Now, if you want to get fancy with your emails, you can change the fonts and the colors and the sizes and all that stuff down here. You can change all these things. Now, sometimes weird things happen. So sometimes you'll click on something else and you'll go, oh my God, that email that I was just writing is gone. It's not actually gone here, but if you go here. Sometimes it'll crash or it'll close or whatever, and we think, oh my God, I have to write that email all over again. Well, there's a folder called drafts, which is for emails that you started, but you never finished and you never sent. So under drafts, I can see that one that I was just working on. I haven't sent it yet, so it's still sitting over here. I can go and change that. Maybe I want to take this out, whatever. And then when I'm ready, I can send that message down here, and send just obviously sends it directly. Now, if for some reason you decide that you're not going to send this message, like this is just an example, so I'm not actually going to send it to Miss Hurd, I'm going to discard that personally. And again, you don't really have to do that, because if you could just go and do something else, it'll stay in that drafts folder and you won't see it anymore. But if you want to make sure it's gone, like I kind of do, because, I don't want them to actually send it, I'm going to discard that. I'm going to press the little trash can to get rid of that message. And then, so all this other stuff, I can go back to my email, and if she replies, I'll see it there, and we can send emails. And again, make sure you remember that this is a school account for school purposes only. You want to be using it responsibly and respectfully, because there are times when other people may see this account So you want to be good. You know what I mean? Now, when you're done all this, if you're on your own computer, you don't really need to sign out or anything. You don't need to worry about that. If you're using a school computer, so long as you go and sign out of your computer, you don't need to sign out of this website as well. But if you happen to be using a computer or a device at home that other people use as well, you borrowed somebody's phone or whatever, you want to make sure that you go and click on your name at the top and sign out. That way, nobody else can get into your account. So that's really important. If you're using a computer somewhere and you think other people might use it, you want to make sure you go and sign out first. So once I sign out, now nobody else can get into my account unless they have my password. And your password should always be kept secret. We don't want other people to get into our accounts, so we want to be careful with that kind of information. So that's a quick run through of your email. Your teachers will send you emails from time to time, and maybe you have to contact a teacher. Maybe you want to ask me a question. You just go and do it like that. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can go into your Outlook and send me an email. Just type in my name, or you can email me mrjrobson@gmail.com, or go to my website and find me that way. All right. Hope that helps. See you.